So my worry when it comes to the 45% identifying as independent, the increased amount of younger folk identifying as such, what I worry about is they're just saying they don't believe in America. The idea that America represents. The American experiment, right? Like I said, I grew up very politically conscious very early. I was just into it always from a very young age. So I remember a time where I watched President Bush and his State of the Unions, and there was a certain element of cordial behavior in Congress. There was no Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, AOC, Ilhan Omar to act as polarizing and extreme as they do. Our viewing each other as American is the theme that I'm hitting on here. When you're 45% independent, are you 45% to yourself? Or are you 45%, let's seek common ground and agreement with the other remaining 55%? I hope it's the latter, and I fear it's the former. Something I'm sure I'll get into with the Q&A later on. I was raised to earn for myself. I was privileged to never worry about my security, be it social, financial, nutritional, housing. And I was blessed and privileged with a loving father and a loving mother. I was blessed with a privileged private and religious school education. I was blessed with secular education. And I was privileged enough to go to college and achieve my undergrad degree while holding down 2 full-time jobs. I was privileged to turn down the opportunity to pursue graduate degrees, a legal degree, and I worked my tail off, and I am working my tail off in my current entrepreneurial venture. All of that to say, the American dream is still alive, and it is what you make of it. The only way it keeps going is if people keep on believing, trying, achieving, and working at the American experiment. So, going back to this week's headlines, we have the honor and privilege of being in a country where medicine evolves that can change our lives in incredible ways. GLP-1s, participation in fitness clubs, these are not these are the definition of first world topics. What a luxury to have that as a segment and worry or even area of concern. Second, we're in a privileged country of thinking, well, do we just go buy or invade a country? Because guess what? Our head of state wants it. Again, not like any other country can do that. Third, do we intervene in Iran, a sworn enemy of our country? Because if we intervene, we have such clear superiority and the world knows it. Fourth, again about Iran. People are dying for the exposure that I had earlier this week in seeing what the pro-regime and the anti-regime hold. That very diversity is what most of the rest of the world does not have the privilege of doing. I went out and sought that different opinion. I went out and I evaluated it. Even more so, I went out and broadcasted it to you guys. What a country. And to my opinion, it's ours to save and ours to work at, especially given the Gallup's trend of increasing independent voters towards the younger age. There's my take.